Hi, this is Angela Milano, an EBC correspondent here in Toronto, Canada, and today I will be showing you basic calligraphy, basic lettering skills using some basic tools that you might already have here at home and something that you can start with today. Okay, let's start. It might be intimidating at first because calligraphy looks really fancy, but you can definitely start practicing brush lettering in the most basic way. So first thing you need to understand about brush lettering to make it easier is that think of it as if you're just drawing letters. It has nothing to do with your handwriting at all. So something to think about. Another important thing is for you to slow down and don't rush anything. It's all about building your muscle memory, and that it doesn't actually need to be super perfect. So it's all about practice and all about patience, which we can all use at this point in time, of course. Okay, so in terms of tools, for this demonstration, you could just use any piece of blank paper. For today, I will be using line paper so that I have some guides. And I will just be using a Crayola marker, and this is the Crayola Super Tips. And it has that triangular tip so that I can play with some of the strokes. And you can also use a small brush pen like this one if you already have it at home. So it's more specialized for brush lettering. Okay. So right now I will be showing you the basics of doing calligraphy. So here are some of the basics. All letters are a combination of two kinds of strokes, the upstroke and the downstroke. So here I will be demonstrating the letter N. So I start with an upstroke and a downstroke, and here's how it looks like. So each letter right here is the upstroke, and it is the thin stroke. And then the next, this heavier stroke is called the downstroke, the thicker one. And it's done by creating this heavy line. Oops, sorry. Okay, so right now, the way I'm holding the pen right here, make sure that you don't do it that way. You do rest the pen on your pointing finger. And I'm gonna demonstrate now how to do a upstroke. So just lightly touch the paper and create upward lines. Okay. The next thing I'm gonna do is those are the upstrokes. So the next thing would be the downstroke. So this is when you actually press heavy on the paper, again at an angle. So that's what we call the downstroke. So you just keep doing this. This is how you build muscle memory for your letters. So when you become more comfortable, you can definitely combine. So thin upstroke, down heavy, downstroke, thin up, heavy down, thin up, push down, right? So that's how you combine. So that is the upstroke, and that is the downstroke. So once you get more comfortable, that's when you start combining both strokes. So the key also for brush lettering is lifting your pen. You don't do it all in one stroke. So you do up, lift, down, thick, up, thin, down, thick. So if you do it too fast, then that's when you get those shaky lines. So that is something that you really need to avoid. So these are the places that I lifted my pen. So it is all about practice and building your muscle memory and knowing what kind of strokes constitute a letter. So right now I will be breaking down all the strokes for the letter N. So I started with a thin upstroke and then a thick downstroke, and then another thin upstroke, and then another thick downstroke, and then it all comes down to the letter N. So thin upstroke, down thick, up thin, lift, down thick, and your exit stroke. So it's basically knowing what what strokes and breaking it down for you, breaking it down for yourself, so that you are not intimidated by each letter. So right here, I'm just demonstrating the letter N with upstrokes and downstrokes. Each letter also has what we call the entry stroke. So the entry stroke is usually an upstroke, and it's thin. And then we have an exit stroke, and again, it's usually another thin upstroke. So entry, thick, thin, down, thick, lift, and exit stroke. So again, it's all about practice. And right now, some of us are really privileged that we have the time that we can self-isolate in peace, and let's take advantage of this time to really reflect and not waste it, and be aware of what's happening around us. So this is just, again, the letter N, and it's just more practice. Some of us are really privileged that we have this time to self-isolate in peace, and we have the chance to instead of worrying, we can educate ourselves with these new things that we can learn from home. Okay. So that is it, and right now I'm just showing you all the letters of the alphabet. Again, it takes a lot of time to practice and knowing the strokes for each letter. And so I hope that you give yourself enough time to learn it. Thank you so much. In Toronto, Angela, Milano, we live in interesting times.
Thank you for watching this video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to EBC Digital Nest to find purpose in the simple joys of life.